The reading lesson in the third grade had already begun, but whispering could still be heard in the back row, and the children looked uneasy. The teacher glanced in that direction. "What's going on there, Birdie?" he asked. Birdie blushed, and then exclaimed, "Someone took my new pencil." The whole class had admired this pencil all morning. Birdie's aunt had given it to him, and it was the most wonderful pencil the children had ever seen. It had a chrome casing with a brown lead that slid out. At the end, there was a small ring with a tiny ball inside, containing a piece of glass. If you closed one eye and looked closely with the other, you could see miniature but very clear views of Amsterdam, with labels such as palace, post office, museum, and so on. Before recess, Birdie wrapped the pencil in green paper and placed it on top of his books. He planned to draw with it after lunch, during study time. But now the pencil was gone. The teacher asked each student whether anyone had seen or taken the pencil. Everyone denied it. The teacher had no time to investigate and promised to return to the matter after classes. During recess, he consulted the principal, and after lessons he gathered all the older students of the third grade, boys and girls. Began Mr. Westerman. "The principal, you all saw Birdie's pencil and know that it is missing. The pencil was here this morning and must be found. If someone took it, I am sure he already regrets what he has done, but perhaps he is afraid to admit it. I want to help this student. Whoever took the pencil may return it to me today or tomorrow. I promise I will never mention his name, and there will be no more talk about it. Now go home, children." The children left the school without much joy. By the next morning, however, the first impression had faded for most of them. When lessons began and Mr. Westerman entered the school building, he noticed a small green envelope lying on the floor right by the door. He picked it up and found the missing pencil inside. But who had placed it there? Mr. Westerman told the children about his discovery and added, "The student who took the pencil must have regretted it, but lacked the courage to return it directly. By leaving the envelope on the floor, he hoped the incident would be over. But that is not the right decision. I am still waiting for an honest confession." Another day passed. That night, Fred and Charles Hanson lay awake in bed. Charles was quietly crying, and Fred was tossing restlessly. "Stop crying, Charles," Fred finally said. "Birdie got his pencil back in perfect condition. Why should I go to Mr. Westerman and tell him that I only took the pencil to look at it and then wanted to put it back? I never intended to keep it. Why won't you stop crying?" "No, you must honestly tell Mr. Westerman," Charles whispered. "It's the best thing to do. If Mom knew, she would say the same." Fred tossed and turned again and only fell into a heavy sleep near morning. While they were getting dressed, Fred made his decision. "Don't worry anymore, Charles. Today, I'll tell Mr. Westerman everything." During recess, when everyone ran outside to play, Fred stayed behind in the classroom. He neatly stacked his books, waited until Mr. Westerman left, then ran to the blackboard and wrote in large letters, "I did it. Fred Hanson." He decided that not only the principal, but the entire class should know about his action. Only then could he feel free and happy again. After that, Fred went outside to play with the others. When it was time to return to class, Fred's heart was pounding. The students took their seats, and tension filled the room. Mr. Westerman looked at the board, then at Fred. He did not look angry. On the contrary, he seemed pleased. "Children," he said, "you have all read what is written on the board. Now close your eyes, and do not open them until I count to 3. He quickly erased the words "I did it," leaving only the name, Fred Hanson, and wrote underneath in large letters, "A brave boy." Then he counted 1, 2, 3. The children opened their eyes and began to laugh, realizing what the principal had written. "Who agrees with what I have written?" said Mr. Westerman. "Raise your hand." A forest of hands went up except for one Fred's. He had learned a serious lesson during these days, one he would remember for the rest of his life.